welcome to Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. I'm Alicia Wiley. If this is your first time here, I am the owner and creator of A Church Girl, which is a lifestyle brand and a clothing line that seeks to inspire and uplift everyone we have the privilege of connecting with. I'm so excited about tonight's episode. We're back from our hiatus with fourth Fitness Tuesday. So listen, here's what I need you to do. I need you to share this. I need you to tag all your family and friends. Tell them come and work out with us. First, we're going to chat it up with the Miss Tawana Taylor. Welcome back to Churchy Chats.
I know, right?
She has been on Churchy Chats. You were on last year for
Yes.
season one
Yes.
during our Girl, she shed things.
Yes.
And it was such a fun
It
episode.
was,
So
it was.
thank you, Tawana, for coming
You're
back.
welcome.
Say hello to the people.
Hey, y'all. It's good to be back on. I'm excited, y'all. And I'm ready to get the chat.
See, she ready to get to chat. She really ready to get to work
I
me
know,
out.
right?
Y'all pray. But go on and get your workout stuff ready. Get your water. Get whatever you need. We're going to work out with our body weight today.
Right, yeah.
So you don't even need anything but you.
Right, yeah.
So you have no excuse. Come on and join us. But first, we're going to chat it up with a few hot topics.
Awesome.
So while Churchy Chats was on hiatus, the George Floyd trial actually last Tuesday,
Yeah.
the verdict was announced.
Right.
And I mean, I think everybody kind of had mixed emotions that day. You know, unfortunately, in the African American community, we've come to expect not to get justice,
Right.
which is sad.
Right.
But when we have days and times like last Tuesday, you know, you're a mixed bag.
Right,
Because
right,
you're
right,
like,
right.
I'm trying not to be anxious. I don't want to be angry yet. And I haven't heard the verdict,
Right,
but
yeah,
I
right.
have a feeling I know what you know. So it's a lot. Tell me how you were kind of feeling, you know, before the verdict and after the verdict.
So, as for me, I didn't really watch it.
Mhm.
I didn't watch the verdict. However, I did, of course, see, on social media,
Yes.
and I saw posts and different responses, things like that.
Mhm.
And for me, to be honest, when I did see a clip of it,
Mhm.
my heart dropped.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was this level of compassion that I had,
Mhm.
that I was like, wow, like now at this point, two lives, are pretty much
Yes.
gone. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And although, justice should be served in any case,
Absolutely.
and that is important, I do believe, as a believer in Christ, that there was this level of compassion that I had towards it, even to the point to like tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, like knowing who's actually orchestrated and who's behind this whole injustice that we have in our community and in our society. And it's like, man, again, to see this man's life being completely taken away from him, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
It was hard to hear.
And I'm glad you said that because I felt a little crazy and I was kind of afraid to express my sentiments because
Yeah.
although I wanted justice to be served, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, man, this is extremely sad. Like to see somebody, you know, lose their life, not in the same way
Right, of
as,
course.
you know, George Floyd. He didn't die, but it's still a loss of life.
Right, right.
And I was like, Lord, why am I so conflicted with this?
Mm,
And I think because as a believer, we we still want to see the best for people.
right, for
You know,
sure.
and I
For sure.
understand the whole justice system and yes, I wanted justice to be served.
Right,
It
for
was
sure.
just like, wow, this person's life is also heavily affected.
Right.
This person's family is
Of
also
course, of course.
heavily affected. You know, I don't know if he's a father, a husband, or whatever, whoever, whatever he is to
Right,
people,
right, for
you know,
sure.
their lives are going to change
Hmm.
drastically because of that. And I know we have to pay for what we do and things like that, but it was a little bit
Right, right,
difficult
right. And
for
what I
me.
will say, even on that, speaking on, just paying for the things that, we do, like just
Mhm.
even in, not even in this case, but I would consider your own life and things in your life to where mercy had to be extended,
Yeah.
even for myself, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And it wasn't to the extent of, I went out and did what he did, but there, even now, there's a times where the mercy of God is what keeps me from getting the punishment or the judgment, you know what I
Yes.
mean? That's
Yes.
due, that's due me. And to be honest, even as a believer, that's not easy. to
Right.
be able to
Right.
forgive or to extend mercy or
Yes.
grace or love, especially when somebody wronged you, because I would, in our nature, that nature, that sinful nature on the inside of us is like,
Hmm.
nah, fam, you going to pay for what you did. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Again, justice should be served in any situation, but just always remember that you're at the mercy of something or someone at any
Hmm.
given moment. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So, yeah.
Yes. And I said this a while ago in Churchy Chats. I forget the conversation, but we pick the sin, or we make our decisions, but we don't get to choose the outcome
Oh,
of
for
them,
sure.
right?
For sure.
And I mean, I cannot thank God enough for his grace and
It's the
mercy. You
truth.
know what I'm saying?
It's the
Because
truth.
so many things, and you can just think of, they may be small things, they may be bigger things, little
Right, for sure.
situations and circumstances, and you're like, God, thank you for grace.
Right, for sure.
Because it could have turned out a lot differently. And I know people will say, well, that's not your family member, so of course you don't feel the same way. Well, on a personal note, I
Hmm.
lost my cousin last in February,
Right, yeah.
and he was shot and killed.
Hmm.
And I honestly, Tawana, before this happened,
Hmm.
I used to say, if somebody hurt somebody in my life, somebody
Hmm.
killed somebody in my life, I want them to get the death penalty. That's what they deserve.
Mm.
But when this actually happened to me, I didn't want that for his killer.
Mm.
And I can't even explain why I didn't want it, other than I felt like this doesn't solve the problem, you know?
Wow.
This does not bring him back. And taking this young man's life, what does it solve?
Hmm.
And I don't know if I felt like I would rather him be in jail and just sit. I don't know if that even came
Right,
into
yeah, yeah.
play. I just knew I didn't want the death penalty,
Wow.
because at the end of the day, it just made me feel like, what does that solve?
Right. And I think also even in that it shows the strength that God gives,
Yes.
because we cannot extend mercy again and love towards others, especially when you're wrong. It takes the love of Jesus to be
Yes.
able to do that, because again,
Yes.
and in our natural selves, like, we want to recompense evil for evil, we want to
Absolutely.
repay evil for evil, and
Absolutely.
in order to not to do that, you need the spirit of Christ to help you at the end of the day. Because I mean, like you
It's the
said, how
only
you was
way.
even able to even be like, nah, like somebody else probably couldn't be able to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
it shows that the power of God is real,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that it definitely is a present help in the time of need. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Because I just never would have imagined that I would feel this
Wow.
way. So I knew it was nothing but God.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I'm like, you always think about situations, hypothetical.
Right, for
But then when
sure.
something
Yeah.
happens and you respond, I guess, more positively than you expected, it's kind of like it's nothing but God,
Right, for sure.
But, I pray for the Chauvin family. I know some people may, not feel that, but I'm praying for his family.
Yeah.
Of course, for the Floyd family, and hopefully in America, our justice system can still work in such a way that we feel like the African American community, we feel like there's a place for us,
For
meaning
sure.
a place for us to get
For
justice.
sure. Right.
For many, many years it just hasn't been like that. So while I'm a mixed bag, I just pray for all families involved, and just for us as a whole, that we can just, you know, move on, move forward, and hopefully things get more together,
Right. Yeah, for
in this
sure.
the
For
land of the free,
sure.
home of the brave. But I'm gonna go on and get past that.
Listen,
But
listen.
but we're gonna lighten it up a little bit.
Right?
We're gonna lighten it up a little bit. So the other day I saw on Facebook, and I've heard this,
Hmm.
a lot before, that if you're not married, you're single.
Hmm.
Now, while I believe that,
Hmm.
I feel like there are some caveats to that. I feel like that's not just a blanket statement.
Right.
And I really wanted to talk about it too, because, the world is kind of opening back up. People getting
Listen.
vaccinated.
Listen.
It's summertime.
Listen.
People want to do their own
You feel
thing.
me?
Like hot girl, hot boy summer. I
Listen.
understand all of that. But how do you feel about that, Tawana? If you're not married, you're single.
So listen, y'all. So I do believe that even in marriage, that you still are single. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I remember reading in a book, a Dr. Miles Monroe book, and he mentioned how that singleness is one definition he used was being whole.
Mm.
And so I do believe that even in marriage, you are still a whole individual,
Yes.
right? You're
Yes.
still single. And so because of that, of course, you journey together in marriage, and even in relationships, in any form of relationship,
Yes.
you're still an individual, and
Mhm.
you still have your own thoughts. Well, you should anyway
Yes.
have your own thoughts and your own mind.
Mhm.
However, child, listen, what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna use that term to say, okay, well, especially if you're in a committed relationship, in a situation to where it's like, child, I am married, so I'm single, so I get to do me. You feel me?
Right.
No, we're not
Right.
finna. No, we're not. We not.
And it's not fair. I guess I would say it's
For
not fair,
sure.
but I love the point that you made because often people will say I'm looking for my other half, but
That's real
no,
good.
I'm looking for my other whole
Right.
because
That's
I'm
real good.
whole.
Right.
So I can't be a part of a whole if I'm not whole. If that
Right,
makes
right,
sense.
right. And that's a good point that you brought up as far as being whole, because even to speak for myself,
Mhm.
my definition of wholeness, or at least what I thought, especially if I could just be honest,
Yeah.
growing up in church, they
Yes.
didn't really teach you about dating, or at least my church
Mhm.
anyway, or
Mhm.
my local assembly, about dating, how to date, and how to be single. And so, because of that, wholeness in my mind
That's good.
spelled perfection.
Mm.
And so, because of that, I was looking for perfection. And even recently, I ran from a relationship because I
Mhm.
was looking for, in my mind, wholeness meant perfection.
That's
And
good.
so, just for anyone out there, wholeness doesn't mean you're going to be perfect.
Right.
Because
Right.
when even in that relationship, I had to realize, yo, T, you not as perfect as what you feel. And I never saw
Yes.
myself as perfect. But when you come into contact with another person, again, it could be a
Yes.
platonic relationship, a business
Yes.
relationship. When you find yourself connecting with another person or persons, it begins to really show you who you are. And
Yes.
so because of that, you're not going to be 100% healed in a sense that it will bring about perfection, meaning you're going to get
Right.
everything right, you're going to say everything right, you're going to
Absolutely.
do everything right. And I believe one of a therapist that I follow, one of the things
Mhm.
that he said is that healing is a journey, and
Mhm.
wholeness is the destination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so again, so don't look at wholeness as perfection, but don't take your imperfections and just be like, well, this is how I am, and I'm just finna be
Yes.
like this, and I'm finna get out there. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes.
No, we're not finna do
We're
that.
not about to do that. And I think that's so important. You made such a good point about really being able to see yourself
For sure.
when you get into situations. Like, we know we're not perfect, right?
Right.
But we still see ourselves in this
For
certain
sure.
light, and we
Right.
have to sometimes have a come into Jesus
Right.
moment. Like, come on to Jesus and admit, or not so much admit, well, I guess, yeah, admit, see yourself for who you are and be
Right.
able
Right.
to
For
correct
sure.
that
Right. Oh yeah.
and be
That's
able
it. That's
to
real good.
allow the person that you're in the relationship with, be it platonic, be it family, be it romantic,
Right.
to be able to say, listen, so there's this thing
Come on.
about
Come
you
on now.
that I need you to look at.
Right.
We have to be able to
Oh,
take
for
that.
sure.
And it
Most
can be
definitely.
hard.
Yeah, because you are so accustomed to, and I didn't realize this. Or my journey last year. I mean, it was a hard one, but it was good for me
Hmm.
because I didn't realize that you're so used to being in your own world,
Yes.
and it literally takes another person. Again, however that person comes into your life, it
Hmm.
isn't always again romantic, but in any form, it takes sometimes another eye
Yes.
to be like, yo,
Yes.
the way you fold clothes, you
It's
feel
not
what I'm
right.
saying? Right.
You're just doing it wrong.
Like you're so accustomed to communicating a certain way and moving a certain way, and it's a
Yes.
natural thing because you're
Absolutely.
pretty much with yourself for the most part
Yeah.
in how you see your world. But it's like no, and so again, being willing to be remain teachable is what I would say
Hmm.
at all
Yes.
costs in any
Yes.
situation. Don't be so caught up in your worldview, to where it's like, okay, I can't see another thing. Even if it's something that a person may point out that you feel, nah, I think it's cool. I
Right.
still think having an openness, you know what I mean,
Absolutely.
an open mind to be able to hear another person's perspective.
Yeah. And I think back to our original point,
Hmm.
I think a lot of times in relationships, we're good at saying what we want in the beginning, especially with romantic
Oh
relationships.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're good for saying, listen, I'm not ready to, get into anything serious.
Right, right,
But if
right.
the relationship turns a little bit and, the seriousness amps up, I think we're poor at coming
Oh,
back
that's
to that
good.
first
That's
point.
good. That's
You know
good.
what I'm
That's
saying? And I
good. That's
think
good.
sometimes it's because we like the companionship or we like the relationship,
Most definitely.
but then we realize summer coming up.
Come on.
Or we
Come on.
realize that now we're in the situation that's a little more serious than we thought, and we
Mhm.
don't really know how to broach the I like kind of where we are,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still kind of listen. I know that sounds like somebody that's afraid of commitment or somebody that's, want their cake and eat it too,
Right.
but I would rather you express that to
Oh
me.
yeah, for sure. Right. And that is, I think that is a excellent point. When you find yourself, especially in romantic relationships, when you're coming in contact with that person and look, okay, can I just be real? Like, if I'm gonna keep it as PG as possible, but if your goal, like, you know what's in your heart, you
Mhm.
know what's in your mind when you are approaching a situation with a
Yes.
person.
Yes.
So, with that being said, listen, if you just hit a smash, male or female,
Mhm.
because I'm not a man basher where we just think it's all men that's just
Right.
out here
We
trying. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
All right. So saying
Just
that
know
to,
that.
right, saying that to say that male or female, if that's what you coming for, look. This how what I presented to the table.
Exactly.
You know, but we
Exactly.
know most of the time when we come in situations like that, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Is the other person might not be feeling, but be
Be
honest. Be
honest.
honest and open up front. Even if you go into a situation as you mentioned where
Mhm.
it's like you wasn't ready for a commitment, but now you find yourself in a situation and now it's fun, it's exciting, or whatever the case. It
Right.
is kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to back out. Listen, whatever it is, I'm an advocate for healthy. I don't care if it's a marriage. I don't
Yes.
care if it's a
Has to be a
romantic,
healthy
a healthy
relationship.
relationship. If
Yes.
you find yourself in a situation where it's not healthy or it doesn't fit, whatever your original goal is,
Yes.
child, I ain't
Yeah,
judging. Whatever your
exactly.
original goal was,
Exactly.
if it does not fit, be honest, open, have the conversation, and lead a situation. And child, go through your little hot girl summer.
Go do your thing. Go do your thing. And I
Lord
think
have mercy.
communication, I think communication is key.
Most definitely. Most
So
definitely.
to the government, if you're not married, you're single.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
we're not gonna,
No,
we're
we
not gonna
not.
do the Uncle Sam
Right,
definition.
we
You
not
know what
finna
I'm
do
saying?
that.
We want to be honest and open with
Most definitely.
communication. So
Most
listen, if
definitely.
you're watching us right now and you feel like you need to have a little conversation, go take this as a sign. Go
Yeah.
and have that
Go
little
on. Go
conversation.
on,
Go
child. Go
on
on.
before summer break on through here. Have that conversation so y'all can be clear and squared
That's real
away.
good.
So, yeah, that was fun. That was
Yeah.
a fun little
I
conversation.
know.
We could have gone on and on, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna interview Miss Tawana. We're gonna get the
Oh.
411. So listen, stay tuned. Get your workout stuff ready because after the interview, we're coming back with the workout. Stay tuned.
Churchy Chats is now airing on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms.
Welcome back to Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. It is Fourth Fitness Tuesday, and we are here with the lovely Miss Tawana Taylor. And if you're just tuning in, go on and share this broadcast. Go on and tag your family and your friends, and get your workout stuff ready because right after this interview, we're going to be working it out. I hope y'all are praying though, because she does not play. Do you understand? She does not play. Okay, so listen, y'all. Tawana is every woman. She is a cosmetologist, she is a licensed minister, and she is a trainer. So go on and tell us, like, how did each of these things come about for you?
Wow. So listen, that's a really great question. So I'll just start with each one of them. So as
Okay.
far as the cosmetology side of
Mhm.
things, I remember growing up, wanting to do hair, and at the time they were called hairdressers for what I knew it, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so I used to tell my mama, I'm gonna be a hairdresser, I'm gonna be a hairdresser, and things like that. And so I
Yeah.
could remember, maybe about the age of 10 or 11 is when I first learned how to braid.
Wow.
Now, and the interesting thing about it is nobody taught me how to braid.
It
My
was
mama
just
had right,
naturally
right,
in
right. My
you,
mama had three girls, and so she would do our hair, but nobody taught me.
like
She didn't
how to
sit me
do
down and be
this.
like, "Let me."
Right.
I just got in the mirror one day, and I was like, "I don't know." I just made it happen, right?
Yeah.
And so moving forward, again, I always knew that I wanted to do hair. I always knew that I wanted to own a business.
Mhm.
And so from there, I just, went to school after high school. I went straight into cosmetology school, got
Mhm.
my license, finished in 10 months. It was like a 12-month program, finished in 10 months. Then from there, I started working in different salons and
Yeah.
things like that. And then now I'm at the point to where now I have my own salon.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just something that I've always, again, I can't tell you how. It's just something that I always just pursued.
Yeah.
And so from there, when it comes to the fitness side of things,
Mhm.
that is very interesting because, child, listen, the fitness, nobody could have ever told me that I would be a
Really?
trainer or in fitness. And the reason why I say this is because I struggled a lot with body image growing
Okay.
up. I
Okay.
dealt with a lot of insecurities, a lot
Mhm.
of low self-esteem. I
Mhm.
compared myself to a lot of the, my classmates and things like that, and a lot of people that I saw.
Yes.
And to be honest, child, my life was I wanted to be a video girl. Well, that's what I knew him to be at the time.
Yes,
Like I wanted
exactly.
to be look like exactly what I saw in the music
Yes.
videos, and partially, um, that was because of the validation that I saw the women would get,
Mhm.
and so that validation, that acceptance that I was
Yes.
didn't know I was really looking for at the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
And so because of that, I struggled a lot with how I looked.
Mhm.
And so when I came to my, if I could say, come to Jesus moment, when it came to that, I remember maybe about the age, and now before then, I did a little fitness stuff. My brother used to have
Mhm.
us in the room, and we'll be doing Taibo, we'll be
All
doing
of it.
Billy
Oh
Blank. Listen, we'll be
Lord,
doing all
memories.
we'll be doing all kind of stuff. But it just, I believe my motive at that particular time wasn't right because
Mhm.
again, I was chasing this look. And it wasn't the look; it was what I thought I would get, the fulfillment of that look. And we all know
That's good.
that stuff is very temporal.
That's good.
And so because of that, again, maybe about the age of, I want to say about 17,
Mhm.
maybe 17 to 18, around that time is when I remember. I think I was at my heaviest weight, or
Okay.
I was at my biggest.
Sure.
And I remember just having this moment, and I told the Lord, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to be insecure.
Yeah.
I don't want to have thoughts of suicide anymore. I
Mhm.
don't want to have low self esteem. I want to like how I look in the
Yeah.
mirror. Like, that's
Yeah.
all I wanted. I wanted to look at myself and say, you are beautiful, and mean it. Because, you can say it,
Right.
but it's not in
Yes.
here. And
Yes.
from there, that is when my quote unquote fitness journey started,
Okay.
right? And so I started working out. I started on a track.
Okay.
I didn't know nothing about a gym,
You
child, a
just was
dumbbell.
doing
Listen,
what you
right?
had available to
Right,
you.
for sure. Like I would walk to the track every day. I would walk on the track, then I would walk back home.
Mhm.
I remember my mama bought me these little belly dancing DVDs because she was trying to help her
She
baby.
was trying to help you. Listen. Thank God for mamas.
Yeah, she bought me these DVDs, and I would do them every day. And again, because all I wanted to do was like how I looked
Mhm.
and feel confident and beautiful in myself, the weight literally started coming off.
Yeah.
And even as far as the nutrition side, I didn't know
Mhm.
anything about
Yeah.
nutrition. All I knew was, okay, well, I used to eat fried chicken, so let me switch to bake.
Right.
I didn't really
Right.
eat
Simple
vegetables. Right,
stuff.
yeah. So
Right.
now let me eat vegetables. And from there, that's kind of how that whole fitness thing pretty much started, how I got to the point to where I have my own business now. I can
Yeah.
remember about 2014,
Mhm.
one of my best friends, Wendy McGee, she was in a shop at the time.
Shout out to Wendy.
Right. She was getting her hair done, and she was like, T, I know you into hair and stuff, but I
Mhm.
really see you in fitness as a trainer.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm like, nah, fam.
I'm
like,
good.
right. Like, I'm not no trainer. You know what I mean? I just like working out.
Yeah.
And even before that, I remember this lady who I used to take her class back at the
Mhm.
French Riviera. Her name was
Ooh,
Tawana.
way back.
Right. Her name was Tawana as well.
Uh-huh.
And she used to tell me the same thing. She said, you're really great with people. And she
Yeah.
said, I see you as a group instructor. And I'm like, nah, I
I'm
like
good.
working
I
out,
just
and
wanna
I
work
just
out.
like motivating people.
Yeah.
And so I remember about 2014 when Wendy told me that, I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. I like
Yeah.
working out. I like people. So let's just see. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then from there, it really just took off. And then I met a trainer. Shout out to Phil Green, Bodies by Phil. I met a trainer in about 2018. And from there is when I started strength training, learning about strength training, learning
Yeah.
about movement, because that's what I offer now.
Okay.
And and that's what I specialize in now, strength
Mhm.
training and movement, teaching people how to move.
Yes.
And then from there, get
So
you
important.
stronger. And then lastly, on the minister's side of things,
Yeah.
I like talking about this because sometimes people can look at your life now and assume you've always been a certain way,
Yes,
and you've
yes.
always thought a certain way. But child, listen, like
That was
nobody,
not the case for
no,
Tawana, y'all.
no, Jesus himself, listen, had to come pick me because I would have never saw myself
Wow.
being a minister or anything like that. The only reason I went to church is because my parents, like my mom, like I ain't
Yeah.
had no choice in the
Right. Right.
And so again, y'all, my lifestyle and my friends that know me know that's watching this, they know I was gonna be a video girl and a hairstylist.
That was your goal.
Listen, that was my
Listen.
life goal. So to even be in a place of ministry, I'm like Paul. I am what I am by the grace of God.
Yes,
I'm serious
yes,
because of
yes.
His grace and His mercy, and for whatever reason, He decided to choose me to even be a licensed minister. And I'm grateful for the call, and I'm
Yes.
just thankful for His grace that I can do it. And again, I don't think ministry is just in a church setting or in your local assembly. I
Absolutely.
believe whatever it is that God has called you to do, whether it's a fitness trainer, a hairstylist, a therapist,
Yes,
a
yes.
lawyer, I believe whatever it is that is your ministry. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so and do it with excellence and do it with grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is, I don't know how you juggle everything, but listen, that is amazing. So, listen, as I was thinking about the interview, I
Hmm.
started thinking about the similarities between faith and fitness
For
and
sure.
how, they both have some glaring similarities in that, faith takes discipline and commitment, fitness takes discipline and commitment. Talk to
Right.
us a little bit about how those two things
Right,
intersect.
right. That's a great point. It reminds me of a passage in scripture where I believe it was Paul who was talking about your body, and he was saying how to, as your soul prosper, to
Hmm.
prosper at body, your body prosper even as
Your
your
soul
your soul
prospers.
prosper.
Yes.
And so, with that being said, I believe faith and fitness definitely go hand in hand as far as the discipline, the self control,
Yes.
that's needed, the consistency that's needed to be able to live this life out purposely, again, from the physical side and even from the spiritual side of
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
You need guidance and you need help, and I believe even from the physical aspect, that's why trainers are so
Mhm.
important.
Yes.
As far as the faith based in Christ, we have the Holy Spirit. He is resembles like a trainer. You know what I mean? He
Absolutely.
teaches us, he
Yes.
helps us, he guides us. And so I every time when I do a class or whatever I'm
Mhm.
doing as far as like fitness, I always, see the correlation between the two.
Yeah. And that's important. I a while back I was doing these workout videos.
Mhm.
My mom had something called Walk Away the Pounds, and her name is Leslie Sansone or something like that. I don't want to
Mhm.
say her name wrong, but I know it's Leslie.
Mhm.
And I'm the type of person, like, I can't watch a fitness video if I'm like not feeling
Right.
the instructor,
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
I'm finicky like that, right? So I was like, I really like her, her demeanor, and I didn't know she was a Christian at first.
Wow.
And she would say some things during the workouts, and I was like, okay, that makes sense to me.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that you have to go to a Christian trainer,
Right,
but
for
let me
sure.
just tell you, it clearly makes a
Right,
difference.
right, for
And that was
sure.
something that I didn't know at first about Tawana.
Right, yeah.
I went to one of her classes, and I was like, I really like her. She's really nice. And you played a song at the end. It was like a Tori Kelly, I think, and
Yeah,
Kirk
yeah,
Franklin. I
yeah.
came up to you after, and I
Yeah,
was
she
like,
did, yeah.
what's the name of that song? But it was something that connected me to you.
Mhm.
And it's just something about having somebody who believes in just and I don't want to say in the most random areas of your life,
Yeah,
but
right, yeah, yeah,
sometimes in the
right.
most
Mhm.
random areas,
Right.
like, you don't know what it can do for you to have a Christian person who's a trainer whose mind is in the same place, not just physically,
Right, for
but
sure, for
spiritually.
sure. Because even in my classes and things that I do, I one thing that I know I used to somewhat struggle with was the
Mhm.
music.
Mhm.
Because I would play like certain like Christian music and things like that, and I'm like, man, nobody trying to hear all that. You know what I mean? They trying
Right.
to be like, what? But no, I just play, y'all. But yeah, so because of that, I kind of dealt with somewhat of kind of like how would people take it, and
Mhm.
believe it or not, the responses that I would get after
Yeah.
class
Yeah.
from people like, man, the music that you played really touched me. It really inspired me and things like that. And even I remember in one particular class where
Mhm.
this lady, I didn't know she was dealing with or going through things in her personal life, but even as she was going throughout the class, I could see the burden like on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember at one particular point in time in the class, to other people it just looked like, oh, she's just tired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She just,
Right.
whatever. But she was really going through, but because of the music that was being played, because of the energy and honestly how the Holy Spirit was leading me to orchestrate the class,
Yes.
you know what I mean? She was able to like release that.
That's
You know what I
amazing.
mean? And so for me, it's like you never know when somebody come into your setting. You never know what burdens that they're carrying. You
Mhm.
never know. And so for me, I'm like, always leave some space and room,
Yes.
for the Lord
Yes.
to lead you, even in
Absolutely.
your one-on-one training,
Yes.
whatever it is. And sometimes it could even just be in the music. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And so
Mhm.
again, even through that experience, the lady, she was crying, and again, to
Mhm.
other people, it just probably just looked like she was tired or
Right.
whatever. And then afterwards, the Lord had me to pray for her and
Yes.
everything like that. And she, that was experiencing, that was my first time experiencing that. And I mean, and
Okay.
she really like thanked me, she hugged me, and she was like, man, see, and a lot of people, they like your energy, it's just you and what you bring.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's really the Lord. You know
Yes.
what I mean? It's the Lord in me that's using me to be able to use this platform to still do ministry. Because again,
Yes.
ministry is not just, the
Yeah.
church as we know it.
Yeah, and that's so amazing when you can not just say that your ministry is your work, but
For
you can
sure.
actually
For
testify
sure. Right?
that
Yeah.
God can do ministry anywhere and anytime. And some years ago, I preached a sermon called Do It for the Vine. And it
Hmm.
was basically just saying, whatever you do, it doesn't have to be, a preacher, a deacon, a usher, whatever. Although I believe that we all have a place in our local
Work assembly,
assembly,
for sure.
our lives, the calling that is actually on our lives, most of us has nothing to do with the four walls
That's
of the
good.
church,
That's real
right? So
good.
whatever you do, do it for God.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
people will know that. They will see that. They can tell what that there's a difference
Right.
in
Yeah.
what you
Right.
do
Right.
and in
Right.
who you are. So that's amazing. That's an amazing
That's real
testimony.
good. And I will say this too, that for anyone out here, if you're a believer and even in whatever it is that you do, I know sometimes, maybe you may feel ashamed or like, I don't know what they might think or say, or even if that's not the case, don't hide it. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Look,
Yes.
if this is what you believe and this is where you stand, because again, you just never know. So don't be ashamed of it, because you'll be
Mhm.
surprised. You play your little church songs or Christian songs or however people
Right.
want to say it, and you that one person out of everybody else, they may need, you don't know what's going on up here in their mind. So
Yes.
child, don't worry about that.
Just
Play, you know
just
what I
play,
mean?
do your
Do your
thing.
thing. You
Do
know
your
what
thing
I
and
mean?
you'll be surprised how it'll touch people. So Tawana, tell us, what areas of fitness do you kind of focus on? Like,
Hmm.
what does your programs and things look like? And what got you in that area? Everybody has their little expertise, and I
Right, yeah,
always
yeah.
find it so interesting to find out how you ended up picking that area of fitness.
Right. That's a great question. So for me, how I
Mhm.
started off, I had one trainer at the time, and he was a bodybuilder, or he
Okay.
did a bodybuilding competition.
Mhm.
And so because of that, all I kind of knew is what in the training was what we call like hypertrophy volume training, doing
Okay.
a lot of hit training,
Okay.
cardio, different
Yeah.
things like that. And so for me, that's all I knew.
Okay.
And so again, when I met my current trainer now, Phil Green, Bodies by Phil, when I met him,
Mhm.
I mean, when I tell you literally, I had a whole paradigm shift as far as like my look at training.
Really?
And again, going back to what I mentioned earlier about movement,
Yes.
learning the importance of moving, teaching
Mhm.
you how to move first and then to get you stronger. Because to me, that has more value than depending on what you're doing. And what I like to focus on is goals. So let's see, what is your goal? So
Mhm.
when someone comes to me or a client comes to me and they like, okay, well, I want to do X, Y, Z. First, let me find out what is your goal.
Okay.
And then as a trainer, my job is for me is one, let's find a goal, see how we can find if whatever gaps you may have in
Mhm.
your training, and then from there, let's get you stronger.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But again, first teaching you how to move. So
Mhm.
I like to use this example. I give this example to my clients all the time. So I say we have the fundamental human movement patterns, right?
Okay.
And so there's about 5 to 7 of them. And so one of them is the hinge pattern. So
Mhm.
when you say that, for people who don't know, they're like, "Yeah, what is that?" and so I like to give this example. I say, okay, well, think about, what do you do when you go to pick up something? What do you do
Mhm.
when you go to take clothes out of the dryer?
Mhm.
Hopefully, we all washing our clothes, y'all.
Hopefully.
Right?
Or at least your
Right,
mask.
yeah. I know, right? Like, what do you do when you're brushing your teeth?
Mhm.
And so when I actually showed them, I'm like, you're actually doing nothing but a hinge, right?
Wow.
And so what does that translate into exercising? A deadlift. We all kind of familiar with
Yeah.
what a deadlift is, right? And so again, it's like, if I can teach you that everything that we do on a daily
Crazy.
basis, we are literally doing a fundamental human movement pattern.
Yeah.
Every single exercise pretty much derives from everything that we do on a daily
That's
basis that
crazy.
we don't even realize that we do. And so my job as a coach is to bring awareness to that. And then
Mhm.
from that point, it's just to get you stronger in those patterns. And then from there, the body goes, because I do, I take body comp clients and things
Mhm.
like that, and I
Mhm.
try to get people to see the bigger picture.
Sure.
That, for an example, if you squat an X amount of pounds, your body is going to adapt. Our body naturally does that anyway.
Uh-huh.
So if I can get you stronger, teach you the movements, get you stronger, your body is going to change.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to accompany that with nutrition. We are
Yes.
right. We have to
Yes.
accompany that with nutrition and proper eating. But again, that all depends on the goal.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I like to tell my clients, we don't want to look at food as if it has a moral value
Yeah.
from
That's
good or
good.
bad.
That's good.
So food is just food. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And
Mhm.
so because of that, what what may work for my goal, you may say, "Nah, girl, I thought that was bad for you," and I'm not gonna name no foods because I don't want
We
nobody
won't get
saying
into
nothing. Right,
that.
right. But some people say, "Well, if you eat this, I thought this was bad. If you eat this, I thought this
Right.
was bad." Well, maybe for your goal.
It is.
So
That's
I
really
like to
good.
teach my clients, don't look at it as bad or good. Look at it, is it beneficial?
That's good.
Instead of bad or good, is this benefiting for the goal that I have? And if
Mhm.
it is, then okay, we can figure it out. If it's not, then we'll just try to figure out another way.
Yeah, and I think we've all at some point, and I don't want to say all because that's a big,
Right,
covering, but
right.
I think we've all had not so good relationships with food at
For
some
sure.
point or
For sure.
another. And it, when I think the two things that make me really anxious about working out and losing weight is
Hmm.
I was just saying this last week. I was like, you
Hmm.
know what? I'm really ready to start,
Right.
on this journey. And I was saying the thing that always tripped me up in the past is setting a goal and a buy date
That's real
because I would
good.
get super
That's real
anxious,
good.
and I would be like, okay, on this day I start and I have to do this, and this, and if I
Yeah, yeah,
don't,
yeah.
you eat the a bad food, your mind is like, okay, well now I can't meet to go by this
Listen,
day, and then I
listen,
feel it's
listen.
stressful, and then you feel all of that. So I think by looking at things a little bit differently, by
For
changing your
sure.
perspective, I was like, you know what, this time it's not. I don't have a buy date.
Right, for sure.
I have a goal to do better and be better. I was like, so
Right.
one of the small ways I can start is just cut the soda, just drink
Right, yeah,
water.
yeah, yeah, and that's a good point. And I like to show my clients as well that believe it or not, fitness can be stressful
Mhm.
from the perspective of if you, as you said, if you have this, nothing is wrong with the goal,
Right.
but remember, it is a journey. Life is a journey.
Yes.
This whole
Yes.
fitness, this whole health, it is literally a journey.
Mhm.
And so, because of that, if you try to stick to this cookie cutter type style, it can become more stressful.
Whew.
If you're like somebody that's already have a lot of stress on your plate, then I'm not gonna let you come into the gym and have you even more. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even more stress.
Yes.
And so I like to kind of dictate or cater my programs to my clients, like literally actual lifestyle. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a single mom or dad, and you got to do this and you got to do that, and you're working a full time, like that's a lot.
That's a
You
lot.
know what I mean? And so what I want fitness to do, I want it to be enjoyable. I mean,
Mhm.
yes, we gonna get that work in.
Right.
You feel me? But at the same time, I don't. It shouldn't be to the point of to where it's stressing you out because
Yeah.
then it's working against you. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's kind of like
Absolutely.
counterproductive.
Absolutely. And I know we all, and again, I'm being, putting that all in there, put on a few pounds during COVID. It's been it's been like 13, 14 months. Like this
Right, right,
time
right,
is going by quickly. And I
right.
think many of us, we were at home. Most people were working from home. Most people, got a lot of stuff kind of thrown in their laps.
For sure.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, I'm homeschooling my
Right,
children.
right.
I'm working from home. A
Right.
lot of that changes the way we eat and the things that we do. We Netflix and we just eat and all of that. So, here we are 13 months later and some pounds later. What are some ways that we can, start shedding these COVID pounds?
That's really good. It's interesting because time really passed by really
So
fast.
fast.
Like to say it's already been 13 months, like it's like
Yeah.
yo, time
Yeah.
really passed by fast.
Yes.
But what I would like to first and foremost to encourage everyone, first of all, during the whole COVID
Mhm.
pandemic quarantine, like everyone was in survival mode.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We were
So true.
all looking to survive. So what I will say is give yourself grace. Child, however you feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
During the time of quarantine to survive,
Mhm.
like give yourself grace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And forgive yourself, first of all. because
That's
again, we're
good.
not going to look at food whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So whatever you have to do to release yourself of the condemnation and the guilt for however you decided to survive.
That's good.
Okay, can we do that?
That's good.
All right, so moving forward from that, now ways that you can do to kind of help shed some pounds or to,
Mhm.
kind of get your, diet or whatever or eating habits back in order.
Mhm.
One thing that I would like to say is start small. Again,
Mhm.
we're not trying to do anything stressful,
Mhm.
right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So start small. It could be a change here, a change there. It can be walking. Some people you might start off walking. You
Yes.
might, start off with a DVD. You might get a trainer. You might take a workout class or whatever the case. But again, start small.
Mhm.
But don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to be like, man, I mean, even now, just when people in fitness is like, man, I gotta look a certain way. I gotta lose
Yes.
these. Again,
Yes.
what is the goal? If you're in a competition or something and we need to meet a certain weight goal, that's something different. You know what I mean? If
Absolutely.
if
Absolutely.
you a bodybuilder and you gotta meet a certain goal, those things are different. But I would
Mhm.
say just for everyday fitness and health and lifestyle changes, yeah, take your time, pace yourself. If you need to get a trainer, get a trainer. And just start small. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of having that coffee for the morning, try maybe switch it out for some tea or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know you have a more sedentary like lifestyle where you're
Mhm.
sitting often or you had a computer often, child, get up and walk. You know what I
Right.
mean? Maybe
Right.
walk from the door to I don't know the kitchen, however far it is,
Right.
or even if you could walk in your neighborhood on your lunch break, get up, maybe walk, do a couple of stretches, and
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah. So that's excellent advice because here's the thing that we also have to realize: we're not on the other side of this yet.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah,
So
for
there are still
sure.
things, life is not really back to
For
normal.
sure.
We're trying,
Right, for sure.
but there are other stressors and should I get the vaccine? Should I send my children to school? Should I go back to work? I lost my job. There's so many
Right,
other
yeah,
things
yeah.
that sometimes we pass through things and we don't give ourselves the opportunity to really heal from it
For
or
sure,
to
for
really
sure,
deal with
for
it.
sure.
So we're like, oh, okay, COVID is over now, back to life as normal, but we really haven't dealt with
That's
those
right.
things that you know, really rocked our world,
Right, for
you
sure.
know?
That's
So
really good.
fitness is one of the things that we like to jump back into. Okay, that's over. Let me get my life back together. But I mean, slow and steady wins the race.
For sure. Child, put your mask on now.
Do that. Do that.
Ready you child, put it on
Put it
now.
on. Do that. So yeah, so there are things um that are still a little tough for
Right, for
everybody,
sure.
but we can do these small things. Like you
For
said,
sure.
switching out beverages or
Right, yeah.
taking short
Right,
walks.
yeah,
So
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
if you're thinking about starting that fitness journey and it has you stressed and anxious, don't go there. Listen to Tawana
For
and
sure.
take that thing slow. So Tawana, tell us right before it's almost time to work out, y'all. So we hope you're ready. Tell us what services you offer, how people can get your services, where to find you on social and all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. So, the services that I do offer one-on-one personal training. I do offer group sessions as well.
Mhm.
I do have online classes as well every Monday at 12 p.m. I have classes online. It's
Okay.
about 45 minutes, so it's not really long, like a quick
Mhm.
little lunch break
Yeah.
type of sessions. You can definitely find me on Instagram at Taylor Your Fitness. You can also find me on Instagram at Taylor.Tawana. And yeah, you can definitely reach out to me on my website, www.tayloryourfitness.com.
Come on, Taylor, your fitness. So let me ask you this, Tawana. If I want to work out on Monday, but I can't do so at noon, is there a way for us to catch a replay of that, or how does that work?
Yeah, for sure. So the classes are held on Zoom, but we do have the replays again. So you can just reach out to me if you're not able to make the classes at 12, because there are different other classes that you could take as well. So if you
Okay.
can't make the classes at 12, yeah, just reach out to me. Yo, I wasn't able to make the class. How do I get access to the replay? And I'll definitely send out all of the information,
Cool.
for anyone that's looking for it.
So as it relates to personal training, do you do virtual personal training?
Unfortunately, not at this time. I
Okay.
don't do virtual personal training, but I do in person.
Okay.
I do offer in person personal training
Cool.
and group classes as well. So if you're interested in that, child, just go and hit me up.
Go
You
and
know
check
what
her
I mean?
out. Check her out so you can get fine as wine for the summertime. I
heard me.
mean, well, almost summertime.
Right.
Late summer, early fall. I am so excited to get this workout in. Thank you again, Tawana, for being here. Y'all, she's about to work us out. So listen, this is your last opportunity. Go grab your workout stuff. Go grab everything you need. Water, mainly water. go get you some water.
Go get your water.
Go get your water because she going to work us out. But listen, we're going to have an excellent workout right after this commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. It is 4th Tuesday Fitness, and we are about to work it out. I'm excited and a little scared, but T, it's on you.
All right, y'all. So we're about to go ahead and get started with the workout. First and foremost, you don't need any equipment. All you need is your body weight. So please be sure to make sure you have any water with you, anything that'll keep you hydrated. Be sure to take your time, go at your own pace as we go throughout the exercises. I'm going to explain, what the exercises are and how we do them. So just follow me, follow Alicia. She's actually going to be doing the modified variations of some of the movements. So again, take your time, go at your own pace. Be sure to breathe at all times. Don't hold your breath, and let's just have fun. Let's get it, y'all.
Let's go.
All right, so the first exercise we're going to do is called Get Back Up. So what I want you to do is you're going to just fall face forward, not fall, but you're going to get down on the ground to your front side of your body. Then I'm going to call out the next side, which would be your right side. Then I'm going to say left side, and then I'm going to say back. So I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like, and then I'll have Alicia jump in with us. All right, so what you want to do is I'm going to say front side. So you want to get all the way down to the ground as far as you can. It doesn't matter how you get up, and then just get back up. I'm going to say right side, but if you fall to the left, that's totally fine.
Long as you're down.
Right, long as you get down. You want to get all the way down, and then you want to get back up. Again, use your hand, use your feet, anything like that. So we're going to switch again to the opposite side, and then we're going to get back up, and then I'm going to say back. So you're going to go all the way down, all the way, lay on your back, and then you just roll right back up. All right, so here we go. So
all
we're
right,
going to do
ready?
that one time. We got one set, but the goal is you want to do it as fast as you can. All right, so here we go in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it, Alicia. So front side, go all the way down and get back up. There you go. Good. Right side. So just get all the way down.
Wrong side, but I'm down.
That's right. You got all that. Get all the way back.
I'm down. You're
all the way down. Good. Now get back up. Good. Doesn't matter again how you get back up, and switch. Woo.
To the back.
All the way to your back. All the way down. Woo. Don't lay that too long, child.
Right?
And get back up.
You might fall asleep.
Great job. So we shake that off.
Okay.
Shake that off. Catch your breath. So the next exercise we got is going to go into is what is a hip hinge. All right. So I'm going to explain to you what a hip hinge is really quickly. So a hip hinge is maximum hip, minimum knee bend. So what you want to do is you want a maximum hip hinge with a minimal knee bend. So you don't want to lock your knees. You don't want your knees locked. Nice and soft knees. Okay. So we're going to hinge down. We're going to hold that for a few seconds, and then we're going to do Y's and T's with our arms. So we're going to bring our arms all the way up as an I. Make sure your bicep get as close to your ear. Okay. You're going to make a Y here, and then you're going to make a T, okay? So we're going to do that. Y'all ready? So here we go. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you want to go down, hold that hinge, and let's take it up to an I. Here we go. I, 1, good. Y, and then T. We got 10 reps. That's
Okay.
1. I, good. Y, and then T. That's 2. Good. I, Y, and T. That's 3. Good. I, keep going. Y, and T. Big chest. Good. I, Y, and T. Halfway. I, Y, and T. Here we go. I, Y, and T. 7. We're almost there. I, Y, and T. Here we go. 8. I, Y, and T. 9. I, Y, and T. Last one. I, Y, and T. Good. Stand up tall.
Woo.
Shake that off
We
really
made it,
quick.
y'all.
So now we're going to actually move with the hip hinge, okay? So again, it's maximum hip, minimum knee bend, and keep that chest big. So I'm going to turn to the side. So you can even point your chin forward to help you keep your chest big. So all we're going to do is go here, take it up, and down. You can use your arms to give you kind of feedback. So stretch that arm and just squeeze. That's all we're doing. Point that chin forward and stand tall. We got 20 reps. Okay, you ready? Here we go. And 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Point that chin. 1. There you go. Good. Squeeze. 2. Good. Tempo. Good. 3. You got it. Let's go. 4. You got it. Here we go. 5. Good. Hips back. 6. Great job. Here we go. 7. Good. Arms up. 8. Good. 9. Good. And 10. Halfway. Come on. You got it. 10. You got it. Let's go. 9. Keep pushing. Here we go. 8. Almost there. Let's go. 7. Come on. You got it. Come on. Keep pushing. 6.
Almost
you
there.
You got it. Let's go. 5. You got it. Here we go. 4. Hey. Here we go. 3. Here we go. Here we go. And 2. Come on. Give me one more. One more. And 1. Excellent job. Woo. Shake that off, y'all. So the last movement we got is going to be called an inchworm. All right. So you can face forward, but I'm going to face to the side just so y'all can see me better. So all you want to do is I'm going to show you 2 variations. I'm going to show you a modified one, and I'm going to show you the regular way. So first, you want to do a toe touch. Try to touch your toes. Walk those hands all the way out, and then you want to walk them straight back. Now, the modified variation is touch those toes, walk your hands out, drop down to a 4-point quad pad. We're here, 6-point quad pad. Knees on the ground. When you get ready to roll it back, just roll all the way back.
Okay.
And stand tall. All right, so we got 5 of those. Y'all ready?
5.
5 inchworms. Here we go. 4, 3, 2,
Get
and
with me
1.
for the modified.
Follow Alicia.
Get with me for the modified.
For the modified. Okay, so remember, drop down, 6-point quad pad, hold it for a few seconds, then walk it back. All right, here we go. Let's go. Drop all the way down, walk it out. Good. And walk it back. Good. That's 1. Good. Drop it down. Walk it all the way out. Great job. Woo. That's 2. Come on.
Y'all, I'm tired already.
Come on, you got it. Walk it all the way out. Come on. Good. Good. Last one. Last one. Come on. Push it. Last one. Walk it all the way out. Great job. Walk it back. And release it. Good.
We made it.
That off. Good. Okay, y'all. So that was round 1. All right, so let's shake it off. Let's catch our breath. Good. Just take
Now,
these
while
breaths.
we're doing this, Tawana, tell us, when we are working out, especially at home, when we want to take a break, because we're winded or whatever, we need to keep our bodies moving, right?
Sure,
so
for
what do
sure.
we need to do if we need a little break, but we want to still keep working out?
For sure. So that's a great question. So if you want to continue to work out, you can do what I like to call an active rest or active recovery. So you can just march in place.
Okay.
You can kind of march around if you're in your home and you need to just, kind of pace yourself, but just try your best just to keep moving, okay? Try to keep your limbs, nice and loose and things like that. Right now, we're just resting it out, kind of giving our heart chances to recover. But again, always breathe, okay? Remember to breathe, take deep breaths. Don't hold your breath. Breathe, inhale, exhale, and then jump right back into it. If you need to break at any time, feel free to take your break. You don't have to do as many reps as we're doing. So if you need to shorten the reps, that's totally fine. If you need to stop and grab water, that's totally fine. All right, so we're going to start back again with the get backs up. This time, we're going to try to move a little bit faster as we go throughout the movements, but again, take your time. All right, so let's get it, y'all. So here we go. Find your position. All right, here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Front side. So get all the way down. There you go. Boom. Get back up. Good, good. Right side, left side, right side. There you go. Woo. And up. Woo, great job. Come on, switch. Woo, switch. Fast as you can, fast as you can. Woo, woo. Good, good. There you go. Woo. And switch sides, back side. Come on, get all the way down there. Woo. Man, you both we just laid out.
Yes. Listen, I take every little break I can get.
Man, you both was like, Good. Shake that off, y'all. All right, here we go. So remember that hinge? So we're going to go straight into that hip hinge, okay? So remember, maximum hip, minimal knee bend, and we're going into those I, Y's, and T's. We got 10 reps total, all right? Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Let's hinge at the hips, and let's take it up. I, Y, and T. That's 1. I, Y, and T. That's 2. I, Y, and T. That's 3. I, Y, and T. That's 4.
I, Y,
and T. That's 5. Halfway.
I,
Y, and T. That's 6. I, Y, and T. That's 7. I, Y, and T. That's 8. I. Point that chin forward. And T. Good. 9. Last one. Y. And T. Great job. Woo-hoo. Shake that off. So now we're going right into the movement of the hip hinge. So again, point that chin forward. So we're here and we're taking it down. Use those arms for feedback. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 1. We got 20 reps. Squeeze. 2. Hips back. Let's go. 3. Good. Here we go. 4. You got it. Let's go. 5. Great job. You got it. 6. Push the knees apart. You got it. 7. Great. 8. You got it. Here we go. 9. Good. And 10. Halfway. Let's go. 10. You got it. Here we go. 9. Come on. Keep pushing. You got it. 8. Great job. Here we go. 7. Good. Soften them knees. 6. Good job. 5. Big chest. Here we go. 4. Keep that chest big. 3. You got it. Big chest. 2. Come on. Give me one more. 1. Good. Woo! Shake that off.
I'm feeling it.
All right, so y'all ready? We back to those inchworms. Remember, we got 5 reps of those inchworms. Remember, take your time. Go at your own pace. If you're feeling like your heart rate is getting too high, stop, grab water, march in place, tap in place, whatever you need to do, and let's continue to work. All right, let's get it. So we're back on those inchworms. Remember, follow Alicia for the modified version. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it, y'all. Woo. So walk it on out. Good. And walk it back. Good. That's 1. We got 5 reps. Here we go. Walk it down. Great job. Walk it back. That's 2. 3 more. That's it. We just got 3 more. Good. And walk it back. Woo! 2 more. Woo!
Almost there.
Come on. One more. Come on. Great job. Good. Woo! And walk it back. Woo! All right, y'all. Let's rest it on out. Woo!
We made it, y'all.
Great job, y'all. Guess what? That's it. Yay! Shake it off. Look, if you're feeling a little extra, guess what? You can do how many more sets you want.
Just
child.
keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep running it back.
Yeah, just keep doing those back-to-back, child, until you get tired.
And you know what I noticed, Tawana? When you're counting along with your instructor and, saying the movements, it makes it a little bit easier.
Right, yeah, for
when
sure.
you involve yourself
Yeah,
with
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
So I definitely would, have my clients to, like you said, count aloud. And
Yes.
number 2, believe it or not, it helps you to focus on your breathing, believe it or not. So as you're counting, it's helping you to breathe. So having
That's
my
good.
clients to interact and kind of talk as we go throughout the movements, it definitely helps.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's
So
good.
we're going to go ahead and cool down. All right. So give me a nice center. So give me one big inhale. Inhale up and exhale down. Great job. Good. Give me one more. Inhale up. Good. Exhale down. And one more. Give me one big inhale. Good. Now when you exhale down, I want you to roll all the way forward. Try to touch your toes as far as you can. Now just let your body just hang. Just let it hang. Kind of limp. Good. Let it hang there for about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I want you to touch that right side here. So we just want to touch that right side. Good.
And Tawana, tell us how important it is to cool down after our workout.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely important to cool down. Definitely important to stretch even before and after. It definitely helps to, keep your muscles nice and warm, switch sides. But at the same time, it definitely helps with recovery. So, yeah, you definitely want to stretch and cool down. Good, relax, roll it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's kind of stretch those shoulders. So let's just bring it all and across. And so even when I stretch, I kind of still like to, kind of move a little bit, kind of just keep everything flowing where you don't get kind of stiff or anything like that. Good. Hold it there for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Good. Just switch. Bring it to the opposite side. Y'all did a wonderful job. Again, if you want to add another set in, add another set. That's totally fine.
Do it.
Listen, and remember when I was talking about start slow, if you want to take these movements and just practice it on your lunch break, job, just practice it.
Yeah, and that's a good way to start.
Yeah, good.
You know.
Hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Last 2 stretches. So you want to clasp your hands together, but you want to do it behind you, and you just want to roll those arms down and just kind of stretch. Good. Breathe. Good job. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Good. Release it. Same thing. You want to bring those hands together and you want to bring them in the front and just kind of roll forward. Good job. Good. Good job. Good. Hold it there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Give me one more big inhale. Exhale down. Excellent job. Thank y'all so much. Good job,
Thank you
y'all.
so much, Tawana. And you know what this workout proves, y'all? I'm sweating for real in real life. And it doesn't necessarily take a whole long time.
Yeah,
Sometimes
sure.
we think I have to do an hour, or I have to do, you can get a good workout
Right.
in, a good sweat in 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah, for
So
sure.
don't let your time discourage you. I'm so excited that Tawana was able to join us for our second Fourth Tuesday Fitness. Listen, next week we're having a very special Mother's Day episode featuring my mom and my sister. The Wiley women are always a hoot, so make sure you tune in next week right here on Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. Good night.
Bye, y'all.